Hi there, it's Mrs. Butters, and I'm here to show you my favorite trick for working with double-digit divisors. So sometimes you get lucky on a double-digit divisor, and it's something like 12, where you know the multiplication facts. Well, I'm going to use 12 just as an example right now to show you my strategy. So what I'm going to always do is come off to the side and make myself a list of multiples. So with 12, it's pretty easy because I know them. 12, 24, 36, 48, 60, 72, 84, 96, 108, 120. Now, as you know, you get to the 10th multiple and it's just the same as the first number with a 0 at the end. So that always is a little checks and balances to make sure that I did my repeated addition correctly. Now I can use this list just like I would use my multiplication table to do the division problem. So 12, as we know, does not go into 2. I'm going to put my 0 there as a placeholder so that I don't get my place value messed up in the quotient. But 12 does go into 23. Look, it goes in one time, not 2, because 24 would be too big. 1 times 12 is 12, subtract, bring down. Okay, now I can look over here and I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 times 12 is 108. Subtract is 3. And then depending on my problem and what it's asking me, I am going to either make a decision about my remainder. I'm going to write remainder 3. I might write 3 over 12. I might have to annex some zeros. I'm going to annex some zeros and then round to the 10th place. So I'm going to bring down that 0, and now I look over at my multiples. 1, 2. 2 times 12 is 24. Subtract is 6. Bring down is 60. Oh, hey, check that out. It's going to be 12 times 5 is 60. So I'm done at 19.25. Or if my answer said to round to the nearest 10th, I could go ahead and do that, and I could round to 19.3. Okay, so that was with the 12s. 12s are pretty easy because most of us know them from our multiplication charts. Now, what if you don't? What if you have a number like 35 as your divisor, and that's going into something like 200, let's do the same number, 231. Okay, so I don't know my 35s, and it's probably going to be pretty hard for me to try and skip count by 35s because I'm going to get lost when I'm working with that on my fingers. So I go off to the side of my scratch paper and I say, okay, 35. And I can double that one pretty easily, but then I've got to keep adding my 35s. So here's the first multiple of 35, the second multiple of 35. I add 35 to get 105. There's my third multiple. And I'm just going to keep going until I get 350. Right, because that would be my 10th multiple, 35 times 10. All right, 5 plus 5 is 10, 4, 1, plus 35, 175. You can see I'm just doing this as some scratch work off to the side. Yeah, it's going to take me a couple of minutes. Actually, it'll take me about a little bit less than 1 minute to do it. I've timed myself on this. All right, so that was a 10, 11, that's 210. If I'm concerned about my scratch work, I can just, erase a little bit so I don't have my little messy marks anywhere. Here we go, 245. So the reason that I do this, instead of sitting around going, oh, well, I don't have any idea how many times 35 would go into 241. Now, in this case, I happen to already have passed that. So here, let's pretend that I'm really dividing into that. Okay, so back to our problem, back to our repeated addition. So 245 plus 35, 10, 8, 2, 35, 5, 3, and my next one, if I've done all my addition right, I should have 350. 3, 4, 5, 350. Woohoo! Okay, so I did my repeated addition correctly, And I can do that, and it's not very stressful. So then all I have to do is apply my steps of long division, which I know and are pretty easy. And, you know, I've been doing them with a multiplication table. It's pretty cinchy. Okay, 35 doesn't go into 2. 35 doesn't go into 23. It does go into 231. Let's count how many times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so 6 times 35 is 210. Subtract, bring down. Oh, I'm going to have another similar fact. 6 times 35 is 210. Subtract. I'm going to go ahead and annex and round to the 10th place again. 35 goes into 50 once. 35 goes into 150, 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Okay, and so when I round to my nearest tenths place, I have 66.1. Okay, so that is the trick of making your own list of multiples and how to use it. Thanks and good luck.